Alright guys, we have more interviews. Thanks for your recommendations. Let's check this little Vogue thing. I don't know what it is, but...
In January, I got this text on my phone.
I wanted to see if you would help me with SmartWorks.
SmartWorks, yeah.
Right? And so there we were, having tea.
I remember walking into Kensington Palace and I was so excited.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, lovely to meet you, Duchess. So you're like, call me Meghan.
So I just watched a tiny bit of this before getting on. I like to do it like fresh, but this guy is such a suck up, and it does seem like she's much more comfortable with these suck up interviewers. Some of them are kind of like dweeby, so that's gonna be the vibe here.
Yeah.
Oh,
January.
what is, I don't get who this guy is or why he's like that, but he's like that the whole interview. He's like, I was so happy I got your text, and I was like, Duchess, and you said just call me Meghan, and her laugh was so fake. Again, I feel like she's really, really controlling about her image, so I think everything she does is set up in advance. So it's like, okay, you play the gushing fan, and I'll play the humble, massive celebrity. Which again, I noticed that's a huge commonality in so many of these interviews, is like she sets this frame of like this mega star, you know, where it would be like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing that this mega star said you could use my name. Like she's constantly playing this frame.
Now,
Yeah.
how much we've been working on this, and for me to just say, yes, you would help me on SmartWorks, amazing. Maybe I could just push it just a little bit more and see if you'd be willing to.
So I don't know what SmartWorks is, but it's funny again, when she's saying I texted you to help me about SmartWorks, I'm sure it's some kind of charity, probably one that's not very effective. I think she's like virtue signaling.
I mean, guest edit.
Yes, please.
And I didn't know if anyone had ever done it before.
No. In the history
Guest
of Vogue, you're the
edit.
first. You have an editor's eye. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You were so thorough from beginning to end. I mean,
Watch
Well,
this.
but I left the fashion stuff to you professionals.
Oh, hold on.
I could say, can you do Commonwealth fashion? Can you do sustainability? Can we make sure the point of view is really in the right ethos? And then I'll leave it to the experts.
That was the most arrogant, annoying, pretentious thing I've ever seen. And it was so, like, transparent. She says, oh, I left the fashion to you. I just said, oh, let's make sure we do ethos fashion, sustainability, and this and that, and then I'll leave the rest to you. So again, she's setting the frame like, oh, I have to come in and I have to be the one to tell you to do all these good buzzwords, and then the rest we left to you. So it was such a fake humbleness, and it was like so arrogant, and it was so, again, transparent and fake. Like, that's not how you talk. Like, if you were like, oh, I left the fashion to you guys, haha. Like, she's like, I'm gonna list off all these things, and it was so many things. Like, it had to be planned out. It was not off the cuff. It's all about showing us how great she is.
you wanted to focus on women who are changing the world, women who are doing incredible things.
I'm
It's really,
surprised.
it's in line with what we do with British Vogue.
Yes, and then having the mirror. Anyone, no matter who they are, picking up this issue should be able to see themselves in it. And that's what I feel really proud that we have.
What? I have no idea what she's talking about. And again, she's constantly talking about women. Super random thing. I was listening to a podcast with Danica Patrick. She was a NASCAR driver, which I'm sure a lot of you are not fans of NASCAR, but she was really good at it. And it was really interesting to listen to her because she was like one of the first women to do it, and she was amazing. And she was talking like everything she said, I was like, wow, I'm learning. Basically, my point being is she was a woman who was actually really accomplished, who actually did something where there might have been obstacles for a woman, and she wasn't just buzzword women, women, women. She was talking about like focus, dedication, having instinct. Like I was just learning from her. So for me, I think that's more of a really impressive woman who's doing things. Or we saw with Queen Elizabeth or Princess Anne, women who are actually doing things. They're not just saying the word women, 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 women. They're actually doing things that are impressive. Like, it's self-evident for the most part, in my opinion.
Accomplished.
No, me too.
I have a little surprise for us. I hope we're okay.
Oh, that's so
Stay right
corny.
there.
That was so
We
fake.
just celebrate that we have made this happen.
So that was really fake. This guy is such a pathetic dweeb. Like, I don't know, like, was he like, never been on a date? I don't know if maybe he's not into women. I'm not saying that's a problem, but I think he maybe is, because it seems like a guy who is into women, who's like never been on a date in his life, and he would say or do anything to have like a woman look in his direction. Just look at this freeze frame of this like doofy hat she's putting on him and this like pitiful look on his face. Like, who is this guy?
Congratulations,
Okay,
Eve.
Congratulations to you. Now let's call some people.
Let's call some people.
The lovely Laverne Cox.
And now, when I'm criticizing this guy, I don't think he's a bad guy or anything. It's just he seems like he's so pandering to her. It's like pretty pitiful, I think.
Hello, darling.
I
Ooh.
have a very
Who is Laverne Cox? Was it LGBTQIPAX plus? I can't even remember the letters at this point. I like that is her credential. She's a LGBTQ plus X advocate.
special guest editor here with me. She selected you for this cover.
Hi, Laverne.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Sinead.
Diversity advocate and lecturer. What do these people do, right? My assumption is maybe, again, Meghan has got this network of other people who don't do anything, who use buzzwords, and they're the only people who will talk to her. Because people who are doing real work probably don't have time to deal with her BS. Oh, hey, there we go.
Hi, Adjo.
We got someone who dances, someone who does something.
We have to keep this quiet for a very long time.
Mental health campaigner and model. Okay, so the vast majority of that. And I think, again, this was very intentional. And again, we see too how, Meghan's world is all about image. We're calling on these people and let's put their titles up. This person's this person's that, look who I'm calling. It's just and also the frame once again is oh my gosh, it's Meghan Markle calling me. Again, she's constantly taking this frame in all of her interviews that she's this massive deal. And again, it's so transparent and it's so arrogant. That can be cool when it's someone who's actually famous, but they're not trying to act that way. That's when it becomes cool, right? When you have someone who's incredible, they're really famous, and they're acting humble, and people are oh my gosh, it's amazing. But her, it's so obvious that the explicit attempt is to take on this frame of, wow, this famous person's calling you. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this famous person is so humble.
Hi.
Let's see who this is. Okay.
Just know we are
Model
so proud that you're on the cover with everything you represent, and no, you're a true force for change.
I'm just curious what's on this cover. I don't know. I'm not super up on the fashion world. Maybe some of you could let me know what's going on in that world. All right, let's see the last one.
Good morning.
18x18, an actor. The other thing too is I noticed it seems like everyone has to have their own organization, which if you're actually trying to do good, I don't think that's the most efficient way for everybody to have their own organization. There's thousands of organizations and a lot of these people are paying themselves salaries to run them. So
Yara.
I kid you not, the very first name that I said I wanted on the cover was you.
look, again, okay, we'll finish with that, but I'll just say the very first name I say I want on the cover is you. So again, it's very much forcing that frame of power. It's I controlled the cover. I was the one who said it needs to be about advocacy and whatever other buzzwords she used, blah, blah, blah. More of the same. This one was annoying. Take care. See you guys soon.